This video here will be teaching you guys how to make double tissue without methacellulose. So the materials you'll be needing is this glue water solution. Now, if you're curious what type of glue you have to use, it's white Elmer's glue or any white glue, school glue that you find at Walmart. Don't overthink it. Like I said, it's just a white glue that comes in a bottle. A mat, a cutting mat. Now, if you don't have a cutting mat, there's ways to get around it. A metal ruler, a knife, a paintbrush, and as well as a fan to help speed it up. Don't know what double tissue is? It's this paper that a lot of origami folders like to use for complex origami models. And the thing is, it's very cheap. And it's very cheap and it's very, very good. As well as you can make triple tissue that is somewhat similar to computer paper, but it's a little bit more thinner than computer paper. So let's start. I forgot to mention you also need a marbled surface to help you peel your paper off. I'm using a light board that my sister no longer uses, but my kitchen countertop also was a very good way for me to make my double tissue because it was made out of marble. I've seen people use their windows, and so any non-stick surface would do. You don't want to use wood at all. For your solution, you're going to use a 4-to-1 ratio. So if you're curious, the blend I actually use a 1/4 of a cup of glue to a cup of water. So once again, that's a 4-to-1 ratio. So if you add 1 part glue, you're going to take the same thing that you measured the glue out with, and you're going to add 4 of those to the mixture. Then you want to mix it. You do not want your glue to overwhelm the water, because if you do, the paper would basically become this plasticky, rigidy-like substance. I'm applying the glue to one of the sheets of double tissue. You will need 2 of these. Now, there are several ways that you could do this. You could put it on the board itself, then apply your paper, or do as I'm doing, and that's applying the glue on top of the paper. It's really up to you. I have successfully applied my first layer. Now, like I said, you can either apply it to the board itself or on top of the paper. If you apply it to the board itself, the bottom layer will stick a little bit better, in which that is the process you will have to do it with triple tissue. So if you want to, you could place your glue. You could place your glue water solution on the bottom of your board. Then you can apply the paper on top. Then you can brush it a little bit more with the glue water solution. All I did was simply apply the second layer right on top of it, following the same process. But this time, I put it on top of the paper. Like I said, you could put the glue on the bottom layer on the board. Then you apply your first layer. Then once again, you can paint some more of the solution on top of the first layer. Apply your second layer and brush it. Now, people do use a PVC pipe to actually get the paper less wrinkly, or you could use a old broom handle from a cheap mop. You could use this as well. So it's really up to the person on how they want to approach this. Now I'm gonna let this dry underneath my fan, which is a top-down facing fan. You can use whatever fan you have at your disposal. It's just a top-down facing fan works the best for me. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear me because the fan is running, but now, when it gets to a certain point of its dryness, by the way, do not, and I say again, do not use a blow dryer on this step. When it gets to a certain dryness, it's still wet, but I like to take an old card and push up the bubbles, okay? This basically just eliminate all the air pockets that is left, allowing you to get a cleaner, crispier sheet of paper. Trust me, if you have air pockets when you're folding, it's not really a big deal, but it could definitely piss you off. Okay, I'll see you guys back when it's ready to be peeled off and cut up. Alright, so once it dries, you can tell it dries because it will no longer be wet. Peel that bitch off. Boop, boop, boop. So the next step is to basically fold it amongst the diagonals. You're getting the paper ready to be cut. Okay? Now, fold it by the diagonal again, but me making sure that these edges right here, not the loose ones, the solid ones, line up with each other, like so. Then once again, you're gonna take that edge and do it like that. Okay, like that. So once again, and I'm gonna show you guys again. You're gonna fold it amongst the diagonal. Okay. Then you're gonna fold this edge down. Make sure that these two edges stay together. Don't worry about these side edges. Don't worry about these open edges, okay? Worry about the solid ones. You're going to fold that up. Now you're going to fold this edge down, like so. Like so. So now you're going to have the ugly edges facing one way and all the solid edges facing another. Now, if you don't have a ruler, what you're going to do is copy this setup here. It's basically a piece of paper, and I folded it in half 8 times. Now, you can tell that the units, some of the units are split in half, and I'll explain that later. Then fold the paper in half, then fold that top half to the half mark. You're going to line the edge of the paper right there. And basically, whatever column it lands in the middle of, you're going to line it with that edge right there. The folding in half edge right there. Then you're going to use the vertical columns to basically draw a straight line going all the way down, and that line is going to determine how you cut it. Use your ruler. It doesn't matter if it's a plastic or metal one, and you're just going to line. You're going to use that to line it up with the halfway marks, and draw a line down. And all you got to do is take a pair of scissors and cut that off. With the grid, it's the same process. Lining the edge of your paper. Lining the edge of the paper with the grid unit, and you're just gonna cut it where it hits the first black line, or the closest black line that you want. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'm gonna cut this and we're gonna see how it came out. Here's the final product, a perfect square. Now, I did use the knife because the knife is a little bit more accurate, but having a pair of scissors will not harm you in any way. So until then, guys, I'll catch you later and see you in the next one.